Hello and welcome to Steve Barber Photography. My name is Steve. I'm a Kent wedding photographer based in Kent in the southeast of England. It's a sunny little corner of the United Kingdom, otherwise known as the Garden of England. I'm super lucky to work where I do. Kent is steeped with barns, castles, architecture, gives me some amazing bits and pieces to shoot with when I shoot weddings across the UK. It all started back in 2013. I found myself in a job like a lot of us do that maybe make the switch to be self-employed to fulfill their own sort of career path. It was a job that I didn't enjoy, wasn't very fulfilling, and so it just gave me that push that I needed to go and do my own thing. So I started Steve Barber Photography back in 2013, and the reason that I chose weddings in particular from a photography aspect was because it combines two things that are key to me, that really make me tick, and one of those is working with great people. I can't think of anything better than being able to go to work and working with people that you're on the same wavelength as, people that you can connect with, and you know that you can sort of have a good day, you can have a bit of fun. So the second part that ties in with that is the creative aspect of photography. Now that for me is something that continually evolves. There's from off-camera flash to playing with natural light to reflections, whatever it may be. There's a million things, and I don't think we'll ever see the end of creativity from a photography perspective. I think it's always going to evolve. So that for me is amazing because it always gives me something to pursue, to chase, to keep my creative juices flowing. So one of the most important things for me, being a wedding photographer, is connecting with my client. I can't stress how important this is. So I almost put this over and above photographs, because I feel like if you don't have that connection with people, then it doesn't really matter how much of a good photographer you are, how much of a comedian and one-liners you throw in prompts and games, you're only going to be able to get so far. Whereas I feel like if you can connect with a couple and bring some personality, the results can be very, very different and noticeably different through the photos. And that's really important, because at the end of the day, they're paying for their memories to be captured, and I want them to be able to look back in years to come and be happy with what they've got. So let's say, for example, we're at inquiry stage and I have a couple, they're interested in using me, but they're also looking at some other photographers. I will say to the guys, look, I'm biased. Whether you choose me or another photographer is so important that you sort of put the connectivity part before the photos. The photos are key, but they're not as important as that relationship, I believe anyway. So the reason for that is I want you to feel like you've got a friend, an old friend at your wedding, but a professional. So you can be the real you, you can maybe let the odd swear word slip, be a bit cheeky, whatever it is that makes you tick, that makes you the real you. I want you to be able to be that person on a wedding day, and not somebody that's maybe forced into poses or feels awkward with the person that they're working with. So connection is paramount. So the reason that this is so important, I feel like there's a couple of reasons why this makes such an impact on a wedding day. And I think the first would probably be, look, we want to go to work and have a great day, right? I know when we're employed, sometimes we probably don't get that luxury. There's always someone in the office maybe that you don't quite gel with. But I feel like in the role as a wedding photographer, I feel like when you connect with a client and you're both vibing off of each other, and there's sort of that three-way chemistry, I feel like that's a game changer when you look back on photos, because at the end of the day, let's face it, we want to go to work and have fun. And there's nothing better than having that connection with someone, because you're on the right path from the word go. The second element is that if you can bring your personality to the wedding. Now, for me as a photographer, personality I think is really important. I think it's, again, people buy from people. And I think when you work with a client and you try to pull moments from them I particularly use a system of prompts and games. Generally speaking, it's ranges from sort of PG material up to 18. So what I say about being able to bring my personality is, if I look at a couple and I'm starting to get to know the guys, I feel like this is the same for every single wedding. You have to gauge where that line in the sand is. Now, I'm a bit of a cheeky chap. I like to have a laugh. I like to throw some jokes in there and make it fun and engaging for us all. So I feel like when you're able to do that, you pull the best from them and from yourself, if that makes sense. So they're obviously feeling comfortable with you, and you know how far you can take though, that material, that PG to 18 material, you know how far you can push that. And obviously that ranges from client to client. And so I think, lastly but not least, and this is, you know, again, equally important, I feel like when I'm comfortable with a couple and you can feel their energy when you're shooting, I feel like it's probably where I do my best work. And I don't think there's anything more flattering. There's no sort of better compliment to come from somebody that sees your photographs and maybe says, "Do you know what? Your photographer was great. He absolutely nailed your photos." And I feel like when I look at your photos, it really captured you guys and the chemistry you guys share, and that is so key, because for me, I put a lot of pressure on myself to be able to capture the real them. The chemistry they share, how they are with each other. That's really key to me. So that, you know, when they look back in years to come, you know, they can see it's the real them. There was nothing forced, nothing posed, and they're happy with those memories. You know, at the end of the day, you're documenting one of the most important days of their life. So it's really important that they pass that on to maybe children when they reflect back on it in years to come, that it's, you know, it's the real them, and it tells their day as it was as well. So lastly but not least, I'm going to show you some examples of some of those sorts of shots. So I'm going to flick a couple of slides across the screen so you can sort of see what I mean when I talk about that chemistry between myself and my clients and the results that can deliver. So whether it be something that is romantic, whether it's something a little bit more relaxed, or something that's just fun, and then guys having a bit of banter between them. This is the sort of thing that I do to create those sorts of moments, and these are the results. So lastly but not least, look, you know, my name is Steve. Again, Steve Barber, wedding photography. First time entering TWIA, so I'm super excited to see how this goes. Hopefully you like what you see, and you can, you know, obviously judge that based on the votes that come through and my body of work. And yeah, looking forward to seeing how far I can take things, and yeah, super pumped to be a part of things. So thanks for the opportunity, and we'll see where we end up.